Today's Speed World presentation of the O'Reilly NHRA Nationals, brought to you by Powerade. Sport is what you make it. And O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts at better prices every day.
And back here at the Texas Motorplex, you're on board with Hillary Will, and this is an interesting matchup for one main reason. We've got the two top Rookie of the Year candidates going side by side. Hillary, to her credit, has run all season long, and of course she is 9th in the points. But J.R. Todd, with a limited schedule, has 2 race wins under his belt. This is going to be a very difficult decision unless J.R. Todd goes out and wins another race. Or if Hillary wins a race, it's really going to get interesting. Dave Reed?
And how about the top fuel points race where teammates could certainly play a big role? We just saw Dave Grubnick go down the left lane. Hillary Will's now going to be in the right lane. Watching very candidly is Ron Tobler, Doug Kalitta's crew chief, who's a couple of pairs away. Not only that, but they will get to watch Tony Schumacher go ahead of them. So when it's all said and done, team cars could play a pretty big role in this as Ron Tobler gets a look at these racetracks.
Todd takes the win light. 4.57 seconds the elapsed time, a 4.70 for Hillary. And so JR making another statement saying, I think I know who should be Rookie of the Year.
Well, he's definitely making a statement. You see Conrad looking at the racetrack there trying to figure out what went on. Hillary had a good run going to about the 3:30 mark right there, and that's when JR just started pulling away. The car drifted a little bit towards the center, but he hung on and made a great pass at 4:57 to back up that 4:54 he made last evening in qualifying. 2 very good runs. He's definitely got a race car that can win today, Marty.
So as he rolls up to the far end of the racetrack, we'll tell you about what's going to be coming up next weekend as we travel back to Reading for the Toyo Tires Nationals, qualifying Saturday at 4 p.m. And if you remember, we made our championship predictions today during NHRA Today. We'd like you to log on to NHRA at ESPN.com. Give us your predictions. And next Sunday during NHRA Today at 12:30 Eastern, mark the time, we'll give you the results. And then, of course, final eliminations at 7 Eastern.
And with J.R. Todd, as the plugs come out, the helmet is off, the hat goes in place, the Powerade is there. Life is good for this young man. How solid was that 57 in your mind?
That's pretty solid for us. We're trying to keep up with those front runners, and if we want to get back at a chase for the top 10, this is what we got to do. Keep going rounds like this and battle the rookies again, you know, Hillary and I think it's going to come down to the end of the year to decide that deal. But for Torco, Skullshine, Fram, Autolite, it don't get no better than this in Texas.
You bet. And as Mike mentioned, that's 2 really solid runs considering how he got in there in the 4th round of qualifying late yesterday.
Certainly was, Gary. As we come back towards the starting line, that is Joe Hartley over in the lane closest to you. And the Sarge, the Army of One, Tony Schumacher. And let's take a look at the championship points right now. Let's focus on the top 8. Under the current system, Doug Kalitta would have a 53-point margin, as we pointed out, with Brandon Bernstein 100 and on down through the line. Now, under the 07 format, the countdown to the championship, Tony would have a 41-point lead over Brandon. Doug Kalitta would be 3rd, 73 behind. And Larry Dixon, with that DNQ yesterday, he would drop all the way to 8th. He could not fall any further in the points championship, but his championship hopes would be dashed pretty much out the door.
Well, let's take a replay, another look at Tony after he started the race car. You're going to see the crew actually push the car into the water box. Now, what I think happens here is usually you have to let the clutch pedal out quite a bit to get the car to move initially. And I think what they're doing is allowing him not have to use that pedal so much. Doesn't put quite as much heat in that clutch, and that's what Alan Johnson likes.
So we've probably just given away a family secret to every other race team as they see this videotape later.
They've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, believe me, there are no secrets in this business. Here we go. From the Sanyo Lightship, this was no contest. Tony goes low for this round. 4.53 the elapsed time at 329 miles an hour. Dad likes it. Got a big smile on his face as the son moves into 2nd round action.
Let's watch Joe Hartley. We haven't seen a whole lot of tire smoke this early in the run. That didn't even make it to the 60-foot point where he started spinning the tires. Just way too much wheel speed early, but not the case for Tony Schumacher. Alan Johnson, he is a master at being able to race the racetrack. Does not care who's in the other lane, but a 453 is a nice pass, but I guarantee you they still got some more in it. But Alan figured, let's just go out there and run a low 450. Should get us in the next round. He knows the track will hold it, and as a result, he's there.
Well, Tony, the only Nitro driver to win so far from the pole position. He did that 3 weeks ago at Indy. He's into second round action here. Here's action back in David Grubnick's pit. Let's listen in and see what the guys are doing in the 75-minute turnaround.
It's normal maintenance here, just getting everything ready. You know, normally when you rev the engine up from a tire smoker like we saw with Dave and have to backpedal, you got to check all the rods and pistons, but they're going to replace that all of them anyway for the next round, and then they'll look at them during the week.
Wasn't a lot of conversation going on either. Everybody was focused on the task at hand. Back out on the starting line, here comes number 1 in the points, Doug Kalitta. He'll be over in that left lane up against number 15 qualifier Andrew Cowan. And did you always like it when you followed the guy you were having the points battle with? You already knew what he had done?
Yeah, depending on how he did. I liked it if he went out early, you know, but you know, you're obviously paying attention to that, but you know, once an engine starts, you just got to focus on doing your job, and that's what Doug's doing. And I'll tell you right now, they got to be liking these cool conditions, because they really struggled this weekend when the racetrack was hot and the air was, you know, relatively warm. They ran pretty good in the cool conditions, so I think they're happy to see the weather the way it is right now. If you missed NHRA today, earlier today, here was our predictions for Top Fuel, and no one of the 4 of us picked Doug Kalitta. Now, obviously, I think it's probably that fact that Schumacher won 5 races in a row last year. Really, that is. It doesn't mean that Doug Kalitta doesn't have a good race car, because he does have a good race car. And I believe he has a better race car this time than he did last year. It's just, you know, Tony Schumacher and Alan Johnson, when they get a handle on that thing, just watch out.
You know, maybe one of the reasons we didn't pick Doug Kalitta's precedent over the last couple of years. They've been in position, but have kind of faded down the stretch, and that's the task for this team, is not only keeping pace, but staying ahead of Tony Schumacher here over the final 5 races.
Well, Doug goes down the quarter mile, 4.53 seconds, 325 miles an hour, and he has now got the quickest run of this first round. So he basically says, okay, take that, Tony Schumacher, and probably take that to all 4 of us as well.
And Marty, you probably noticed that Andrew Cowan did not even hardly leave the starting line in that Serta machine. The crew was walking back, obviously very frustrated. They had no air in the air bottles there, so obviously a leak along the way. And that air bottle, though, Mike Dunn, pretty important, because that runs all the controls on the car. Yeah, but Andrew Cowan did the right thing. You just go up there and stage the car. Hope Doug is going to make a mistake. Obviously, he didn't. Normally, he wouldn't. But you know, you just take a shot at it and see what happens.
So Doug, in his 200th Top Fuel start, lays down a very nice 4.53 second elapsed time, and it sets up for the big second round matchup with Brandon Bernstein, and it is a must win for Brandon. We're heading to commercial break. Stay with us.
You say that ocean's too choppy to swim, well jump in. Come on now, show me you got the will to win. You say that mountain's too steep to climb, nah. Slow and steady to the top till you kiss the sky. No one can tell me what I can and can't do. I don't believe there's one thing I can't handle. Nobody alive will ever make or break me. I see many eyes that illustrate they hate. You got a choice to make. Don't stop, don't quit. You can go hard or go home. Give it all you got. You got a choice to make.
Vandergriff and Fuller getting ready as the next pair to attack the track here in Texas Motorsport Speedway, and Doug Kalitta, who now have the matchup that we anticipated. You get Bernstein in round number 2. How significant in your mind will that round be in terms of the overall championship?
Yeah, he's right there with the points, and you know, just obviously we're all hoping to get the win here today. You know, Mac Tools Redline Technico car. Ron's doing a great job so far, and you know, we got the first round win. So
is he a better tuner now that he doesn't have a mustache?
Yeah, we'll ask him at the end of the day, but it'll be interesting for sure.
First time in 29 years, they pointed out yesterday, no mustache.
And take a look at Rod Fuller. He goes low for the round. 4.52 seconds, 3:29. And again, we see problems over in the right lane. Top speed of the event, 329.42 miles an hour.
Wow, that's a great job by Rod Fuller and Lee Beard. You know, this car right here, they're known for being able to get down the racetrack when it's hot out, and they did that this weekend in qualifying. Went down the racetrack on all 4 runs as we take another look at Bob Vandergriff spinning the tires early. But I'll tell you what, Rod Fuller and Lee Beard are starting to show their stuff. Even when the air gets cool, they're able to run the big numbers. They're definitely going to be a factor down the stretch here.
Meanwhile, back in the staging lanes, John Force has that Cheshire Cat grin going on. He's staying loose. He's moving around. He's trying to keep things contained. Is it working?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Everybody has their own style. Katz has his. I got mine, and this is very critical, even though there's 4 races left. But I got a shot at this lead. I've got cool air, and all I got to do is make no mistakes. And this old hot rod, she should run. So I'm excited. I want to thank NHRA for giving us the opportunity to be out here and do what we do. And my kids are rooting for the old man today, and of course they love Katsy too. But we're pretty excited.
Don't forget about the wife. She's behind you, cheering you on as well.
All right, let's give it some credit where credit's also due, because the Sanyo Lightship is with us. The blimp's flown over 10,000 passengers, journeyed to 3 different countries, toured 31 cities, and traveled approximately 70,000 miles. And glad to have you with us, guys. We appreciate the shots. And there's John talking to the family as we get ready for our final pair in Top Fuel. It'll be David Baca in the left lane, Melanie Troxel in the right lane. So far, no upsets here in first round of Top Fuel action.
And, you know, everybody that's had lane choices chosen that left-hand lane. You saw some tire smoke, like you said, out of that right-hand lane early in the run. Now, I don't think it's too soon to tell if it's a problem with the lane or just guys missing on the tune-up. Normally, the lanes here are very even.
It's been a struggling weekend so far for Melanie Troxel and Richard Hogan, who told me he came in here and eventually found a problem that's been plaguing them since back in Indianapolis. Problem is, stuff was coming off on the inside of the fuel tank and blocking some of the fuel meters that go and feed the fuel into that car. It's something he found last night, and well, fortunately they were able to eke their way in despite a car that was raced very, very lean, but at least they have a baseline heading in now to round number 1.
And this is a must-win situation for Melanie. If she wants to stay in the championship hunt, she's got to go rounds today. It is David Baca, 4.60 seconds at 323 miles an hour. For Richard Hogan, he and his team will be reflecting back that since her last final round at Joliet, Melanie has won just 3 rounds of racing, and her championship is all over except for the numbers game.
You saw team owner Don Schumacher a little bit frustrated right there. She had a better numbers to the 330-foot mark right there, and then it looked like it started spinning the tires and probably put a cylinder out and cost her the race. And that's the situation, you know, if the engine was lean during qualifying, you find that extra fuel, all of a sudden it makes more horsepower, and a lot of times you're a little bit off on your clutch setting, and that possibly could have cost her that round.
All right, well, we're going to take a commercial break. There's Don Schumacher, the team owner. Take a look at the matchups. Here's our Top Fuel ladder presented by Lucas Oil. It will be Schumacher and Fuller with lane choice on one side of the equation. Over on the other will be Doug Collette over Brandon Bernstein, and J.R. Todd with the lane choice over David Grubnick. All right, we're going to step aside. That's Doug Collette's Top Fuel machine heading back to the Mac Tools pit. They'll start the 75-minute turnaround. And when we come back, it'll be time for first round of Funny Car here at the Texas Motorplex. And guess what that means? Yep, that titanic battle between John Force and Ron Capps is coming up next right here on NHRA Powerade Drag Racing. We're back at the O'Reilly Fall Nationals at the Texas Motorplex. It is race 19 of 23 on the NHRA Powerade Drag Racing Series. And I'm Marty Reed, along with Mike Dunn, Dave Reef, Gary Gerald, and our entire ESPN2 crew. And so glad that you're with us here as we're getting ready for Funny Car. After narrowly missing out on the Funny Car title last season, John Force and Ron Capps are hungrier than ever. Capps has finished second in the points 3 times, including twice to Force. Is this the year Capps breaks through for his first title? Or will Force, who sits less than a round out of the lead, add a 14th championship to his collection? Let's take a look at our Funny Car ladder presented by Lucas Oil. You can see our #1 qualifier, Robert Height, has Dell Worsham, Cruz Pedregon, Tony Pedregon, and Eric Medlin have lane choice. And then As you look over on the other side, the 7th matchup in this first round will feature the lower right-hand pair. John Force, Ron Capps, 2 old buddies getting together for a Sunday afternoon stroll down a quarter mile.
Yeah, I think it's a little more than a stroll. It's a war out there.
All right, let's get ready for Scott Coletta and Gary Scelzi, as this is the number 7 and 10 qualifiers, respectively. Now, we saw all the top qualified cars in top fuel win out of the left lane, but you don't think it's a lane issue yet?
I got to see a little bit more. Normally, you know, if you see Scott Coletta, beginning of the season, if you saw Scott Coletta and Gary Scelzi lined up, you'd be going right now, well, why is Gary taking the right-hand lane? Well, obviously he doesn't have lane choice because Scott has been getting that Toyota running better and better the last couple of races. But yeah, I do agree. I think the track is usually normally very, very even here, but this will be a good test right here.
First win out of the right-hand lane at 4.98 seconds at 3:06. A sort of conservative run considering the conditions, but Gary Scelzi gets the job done.
Yeah, it was conservative. It kind of makes me wonder that maybe crew chief Mike Neff might have said, let's try to soften it up a little bit in the middle. May have possibly dropped the cylinder. I couldn't tell from the blip shot. Look at the left side of your screen. Looks like, yeah, he has a cylinder out on the left side of that car, right side of your screen on the car, and that slowed him down. He had pretty good numbers early, and then it just was not running, only 247 miles per hour in the 8th, and that slowed her down considerably, but got him the win.
And a quick listen inside the tow vehicle of the Brute Funny Car team. Ron Capps using the music of Pennywise to get focused for his Titanic matchup. And Ron, we saw you earlier on NHRA today. How many deep breaths have you taken so far?
Oh, a lot. I'm trying to downplay it, and I can't, man. It's just, it could be the most important round of my career.
But yet you also seem to be a little more relaxed. The music's certainly helping.
Yeah, these guys, Pennywise, are our buddies, and they gave us good mojo at the beginning of the year, and we felt like that really helped us. Went to their concert and stuff, and they hung out in testing, and it relaxes me and gets my blood going, and everybody's got their own deal they do. Forrest runs around like a madman. I've been watching him out the window, and he's waving to me, and I saw him last night at the draw auction, and we had a good time. But I guarantee we're both playing it off like we're cool, and we're okay, but we're not.
Why has this team had so much success against John Force this year?
Well, I can attribute it to, basically Ace making the car go down the track. I mean, the competition level has been raised so high this year, and we've talked about it. You guys have talked about it. But we got a great team, man. I just got a bunch of young guys. I'm always bragging about them, but Ace and Dan Olson and the guys, you hear us drivers thank sponsors all the time, but it's the kids, man. These guys putting the car together every time.
Just go ahead and crank up some more Pennywise. Hopefully they will help you achieve your rock star status as Funny Car champion.
Well, I guarantee you John Force is not listening to Pennywise. Here are our predictions for the Funny Car Championship, and only one picks John Force. That's Gary Gerould, and you are out on the limb there, Mikey.
Yeah, I live dangerously, but just a little bit of a hunch here. Obviously, if Robert Hight has one bad race, he's going to be pretty much done, but that car's really been running pretty well, and I just think just a little hunch I got, I guess.
Yeah, well, I picked Robert last year, and that was the kiss of death for him, so he's really happy that I didn't select him this year. Let's get ready for Tony Bartone in the right lane, Eric Medlin over in the left lane. Medlin blows up just past half track. Something looked like it came off of Bartone's car back at the starting line. He ends up going through and taking the win at 4.93 seconds. And for Bartone, his last 3 races has had 2 DNQs, including 3 weeks ago at Indy. But boy, this is a big boost for their program, getting past one of Team Force's cars.
Well, we've seen this a lot from Eric's car this year. I mean, either goes down the racetrack and runs very good, or they have problems with engine explosion and parts breakage. You can see right there, I couldn't tell what that was coming off the back of. Oh, you know what? That's the timer cover for the timers in the back of the race car, basically come off of Tony Bartone's car. But watch the right side of your screen. Eric Medlin, he had good numbers of 330, but then the car drifted over towards the center, or towards the wall, and it looked like it started spinning the tires and then backfired that supercharger. Let's take one more look at it. Right here, this car was marching. He was actually a couple hundredths of a second quicker to Tony right to that point, but then it drifts over towards the wall right there. You're going to see it get into a little bit of tire spin. Looks like he tried to pedal it, and when he did, it backfired the supercharger, and ended his day.
So far, all the wins in Top Fuel from the left lane by the higher seeds, and or the lower seeds, I should say. And then for Funny Car, 2 seeds in the right lane take the win. So they'll push Eric off of the track as we get ready now for Tony Pedregon and Phil Burkhart. And as we wait for them to fire up, of course, for Tony, he has 3 wins this year in Funny Car, and what's lost there is only Ron Capps, the point leader, has more with 5, but yet Tony finds himself 4th place in the points, 185 back. And while we've got a moment, let's remind you about Monday Night Football on ESPN. Continues with a battle of undefeated division rivals. Michael Vick and the Falcons face a New Orleans Saints team with Reggie Bush, Drew Brees, and a triumphant return to the Superdome. Hey, is it Monday yet? Monday Night Football on ESPN at 8:30 Eastern. Available in high definition on ESPN HD and in Spanish on ESPN Deportes. And there's Dallas off into the distance. Of course, Cowboys won last week over the Skins. And trouble for Tony Pedregon. They are diving underneath that car.
I'll tell you what the problem is. Now they're going for the towel. Something must be leaking. So hopefully, I mean, if it's just a fuel line leak, they can tighten that up, wipe the fluid away, roll them up there, and they should be fine.
Meanwhile, Phil Burkhart already pulling towards the stripe. Body's down. Looks like they're going to let him go.
This has kind of been the way Tony Pedregon's been. It's been feast or famine. He talked about his 3 wins. The reason he's not leading the points is because he's had 1 DNQ with 5 first-round losses.
Boy, Phil Burkhart saw Tony break at about half track. He got back into it after a heavy tire smoke at the starting line area. Couldn't get it done. Tony still drifts on through the stripe at 6.26 seconds to take the round win.
I think Phil Burkhart may be kicking himself because I think he got out of the throttle because he smoked the tire so hard and figured his race was done. By the time he realized that Tony was in trouble, there was no way. He'd taken too much time, could not get the car to recover. Watch the right side of your screen. Hard tire smoke at the head of the throttle. At this point, he figures, heck, Tony's way the heck out there, you know, pretty much give up the ghost. But my dad always told me when I started racing, he says, when it's eliminations, you race that guy, get the car down as quick as you can until you know you can't beat him, and at that point, you shut it off. So, you know, had he possibly done that, it still would have been tough to beat Tony, but he might have had a shot at it.
And there is Tony at the far end of the racetrack as he takes the helmet off. And we're going to step aside for a commercial break. And that is Jack Beckman behind the wheel in his first Funny Car final eliminations. There's some of the fans that have turned out here at the Texas Motorplex as we are getting ready for first round action to continue in Funny Car. As on the starting line, closest to you is Jack Beckman, his first Funny Car appearance. Remember, he did run some Top Fuel last year for Dexter Tuttle, and he is a former Super Comp champ. And over in the left lane is Tommy Johnson. He's been to one final here at the Fall Nationals. That was 1999, losing to John Force. Saw Beckman strike the hides almost around half track, and then TJ runs it on through at 4.82 seconds, the elapsed time. So Tommy moves into second round action, and he'll go up against Gary Scelzi, and he will have lane choice over Scelzi.
Tommy Johnson Jr., Mike Green, that team have a very good race car this week and been going down that track. You're going to see on this run, he had good numbers early. Thing was stuck right down the middle of the lane, and towards the end of the track, it kind of drifted off towards the wall a little bit, maybe got out of the groove. It doesn't seem to affect the cars quite so much if it's farther down track, but right there, he's pretty much out of the groove. He's probably spinning the tires a little bit more than he wanted. Actually, probably would have been a little bit better run, but still gets him into the second round on a nice pass.
And there is Robert Hight back at the starting line. 3 weeks ago, that young man won the U.S. Nationals for the first time in his career. And in this Powerade Power Time, we wanted to ask Hight some hard-hitting questions, so we asked his teammate Eric Medlin for some help.
Tennis shoes or sandals?
Tennis shoes.
Thick or thin crust pizza?
Thick.
First time you went 100 miles an hour.
Probably 15 years old.
Kenny Chesney or Rolling Stones?
Rolling Stones.
I didn't write this, and I really don't care to know, but boxers or briefs?
Briefs.
Fishing or golf?
Fishing.
U.S. Nationals win or Funny Car World Championship?
World Championship.
Were you scared to date Force's daughter?
Yeah, still am.
He's married to her. He's not dating her.
Still scary, isn't it? Your father-in-law. You imagine John Force, your father-in-law? Come on.
Let's get back to the business at hand. That's a thought I've just locked in my head. It doesn't want to go away. Robert will be over in the left lane. Del Worsham, I'll tell you, Del got in yesterday just by the hair on his chinny chin chin, as they would say. But he's here at least after 2 straight DNQs.
And Marty, a couple of reasons offered up as to why the left lane is creating some havoc for the funny cars. One of them is the fact that, remember, it's a narrow groove and funny cars are very, very aggressive. So when they get out of the groove, it's harder for them to recover. And secondly, go all the way back through qualifying. The only time sunshine was on this racetrack was in Friday's first qualifying session when it was still 98 degrees and the humidity was through the roof. Since then, though, it was Friday night in the clouds, Saturday morning, and, well, in the dark last night.
Boy, and Dell's 300th career start ends very quickly at the hands of Robert Hight. 4.77 seconds, 322 miles an hour. So, Mike Dunn, your pick looking pretty good.
I'll tell you, Jimmy Prott's doing a great job with that car. 477 in the heat as we take one more look at it. Nice job down track. Stay with us. We got more funny car action coming at you here from Dallas, Texas.
The O'Reilly Fall Nationals. We are getting ready for our next pair of funny cars. That's Tim Wilkerson. He'll be over in the right lane up against the number 3 qualifier, his best starting effort since he started this program, Mike Ashley. And we're going to sit back and let you enjoy the sounds of the strip. We'll see you at the other end of the quarter mile. At the other end of the drag strip, Mike Ashley turns in 4.77 seconds at 323 miles an hour, and he is now quickest of this first round by 4/1000ths of a second over Robert Hight. So Ashley's got himself a pretty good hot rod today, and we've got to go to commercial, but you do not want to leave us because that's the matchup that's coming to the line when we come back to the O'Reilly Fall Nationals, number 1 against number 2.
Win a championship, you gotta have the will more than anything, and that's what I think I've learned from a lot of the guys I've worked around, Dan Olson and Ed McCulloch. They've been in that situation. Last year I learned a lot, and I just hope to use that.
As you look down from the Sanyo light ship, it has come to that moment. Moments that define championships. That's the burnout half track for John Force. Here comes Ron Katz, the points leader. For Capps, he has defeated John the last 4 times they have met, including 3 of those in finals. Force has won once this year. That was back early in the season at Phoenix. But John has track history here. He has won this event 6 times, and he is the defending event winner from just last year.
When the Force car rolled into the lanes, I talked briefly with Austin Coyle. I was asking Austin about the conditions and if it plays into their hands. He said it's good, but it won't be as good as it was at Indy. I asked him, is this the biggest head-to-head matchup of the year? And in typical Coyle fashion, he said, you could make a case for that. Dave?
Well, not only plays into their hands, but it also plays into the crew chief's heads. I spoke with Ed the Ace McCullough about how he's approaching this run. And after watching some of the cars struggle to go down the racetrack in the first couple of pairs, he told me, I came up here very, very aggressive. He says, since then, I've been thinking about backing this race car down. Of course, a couple of cars have gotten down the racetrack now, so it'll be interesting to see what the final setup is on this race car. As Ed the Ace McCullough looked about as nervous and tense as Ron Capps did on NHRA Today earlier this morning.
I don't blame him for being nervous. I'm nervous right now, and I'm just sitting here watching this.
Force's daughters and wife, and here we go. The winner has the points lead. Is going to stretch the points lead. 4.87 seconds, 309 miles an hour, and now he has beaten John the last 5 times that they have met, and that's going to start getting into Force's head, because remember, it wasn't too many years ago when it was John that was in everybody's head. He was dominating.
Down with Ed the Ace McCullough. Ace, the significance of that race, in your opinion, now that you've won?
Well, I said earlier this morning, whatever happens today, it's not over, but it's certainly going to set the stage. Thank you.
So now he'll go up against Mike Ashley, his Team Schumacher teammate, and Ashley will have the lane choice. Let's take another look.
Well, this was huge. Ron Capps, I mean, if you want to win a championship, you're going to have to beat John Force, and he has had John's number pretty much all year long, and basically had Austin's number on that run because Austin just basically overpowered the racetrack. Both drivers pretty much left identically, and it was just a matter of Ron Capps getting to the finish line without any tire smoke.
You won, Dad. Get out of that car. Are you kidding me? Get out. You won? You won.
He didn't even know he won. He was asking at the far end, did I win?
He had no idea that he had won, and I'm curious as to why he had no idea, and we'll find out as the helmet comes off here, the beautiful Troy Lee design. Ron, you honestly didn't have any clue?
Well, I don't know what he did, but this thing got out, and Ace lined me up so far to the outside. He said, everybody's going out of the groove, and we're going to line you up so far to the outside to do what we want to do, and the bars and the body, I couldn't see the tree. It was way over. That's not why, Gary. Let me get to it. And then the thing left the starting line, lifted the front end up, and I got it back in the groove, and I said, okay, I'm doing what Ace told me. Stay in the groove, and about 800 feet, it just started going sour, and I don't know if it smoked the tires. And I thought, okay, this is it. We lost it. He's going to come around me. And in this body, this Dodge, I can't see out there, and I'm looking, and my neck thing won't let me look any further. And if I could have rolled my window down, I would have looked out there further, but the wind light wasn't on, and then everybody down here standing around like it was a morgue, and I thought, I didn't think I won. Nobody would talk to me on the radio. Ace, what happened? I thought we lost.
87 got the job done.
Oh, my God.
It is so much fun to listen to these guys at the far end of the racetrack. Take another look.
Yeah, and they're going to be kicking themselves. 487, he was there for the taking, but you saw John just kind of go into that little bit of tire smoke, and then our tire shake going right up into the tire smoke and cost him the run. Just, you know, tough break. I'm sure they were trying to run a pretty good number, but obviously it wasn't good enough.
And then, of course, at the other end of the racetrack, when Ron Capps found out he had won, he has now stretched the points lead over Force to 37. And we come back to the line where it's Cruz Pedregon in the left lane, Jim Head in the right lane. Cruz got awfully close to that wall on the left side, and I don't see the pipes any damage, so it looks like he was able to keep it off. He gets the win light at 5:25 as both cars were struggling, laboring down the quarter mile.
Yeah, you saw Cruz basically get out of the groove and start spinning the tires, and Jim Head obviously spun the tires also. Watch off the starting line. Jim Head right lane's going to start spinning the tires. He was out there in front, and then right after that, Cruz started spinning the tires. Jim had backpedal to get to recover. Cruz had the lift to avoid hitting the wall, which would have been automatic disqualification. He had the cylinder out, one of the reasons why it pushed over towards the wall, but he was just able to hold off Jim Head to get the win.
So let's take a look at our funny car ladder, and it'll be Robert Hight with lane choice over Cruz, Tony Bartone over Tony Pedregon, and then on the other side it will be Tommy Johnson with the lane choice over Gary Scelzi, and Mike Ashley over his teammate from Schumacher Racing, Ron Capps. And there is John Force sitting in the front. He and Austin will dissect what happened, and they'll hope that Ashley or someone can take out Ron Capps very quickly here so that he does not lose any more ground in the championship chase. As he heads back to the pits, we head to commercial break, and when we come back, it'll be time for the Factory Hot Rods, Pro Stock, and Greg Anderson. He's been on kill all weekend long, and Jason Line has been right behind him. Stay with us.
My team has my ride tweaked and touched up, and the only thing you're gonna see is my clutch dust. I'm wild behind the wheel while I'm burning them, and my style's about as rare as a perfect run. I got a white line fever, the track is hot. It's fuel for your mind, now you just don't stop. Got a white line fever and the heat is on. Better fire it up before the fever's gone. I got a white line fever, the track is hot. It's fuel for your mind, now you just don't stop.
And back here at the O'Reilly Fall Nationals, that's the action back in Ron Capps' pit as these guys are getting ready for second round action against Mike Ashley after putting John Force on the trailer. And meanwhile, while they're doing all of that, we're getting ready for first round action of Pro Stock out on the racetrack. With his win last race out at the U.S. Nationals, Greg Anderson broke a nearly 7th-month-long Wally drought. He now sits less than 3 rounds behind teammate Jason Line for the points lead in Pro Stock. And the champ, is he back and ready to make a run at a 4th straight Powerade title? Well, based on qualifying, the answer to that would be a resounding yes. He's the only car so far to run in the 660s. He did that in qualifying in the final session yesterday. And you can see the arrow who has lane choice. Switch over and show you the other side of the equation in Pro Stock. And there's Jason Line, the number 2 qualifier. 17th time those guys have done that in their careers as teammates, going 1-2 in qualifying. And we get ready now for Alan Johnson and Richie Stevens. These guys are now teammates. And for Alan Johnson, think about this. Since Seattle, where he won that race, he has now gone on to win more rounds of racing since that event in Pro Stock than anyone else.
And Alan Johnson had a lot of horsepower, and that's one of the reasons Richie Stevens is now a teammate. The car is still owned by Don Schumacher, the car that Richie Stevens runs, but now they have Alan Johnson horsepower to run under that umbrella to try to turn this team around. And how ironic is the first race, they're together with the same horsepower to run each other in the first round.
And Stevens went to the semifinals at Seattle, but he has not won a round of racing since. 2 cars going in 2 different directions. 004 for Richie. Boy, what a great drag race. They both run 6:69, and the win light goes to Richie, and it was the starting line advantage that really helped him.
Boy, that was a great race, and that was a great job by Richie Stevens. I mean, he definitely knows how to nail that tree. And 004, 4/1000 of a second from perfect. Look at the Valvoline winners cam at the other end, about almost half a car length.
All right, so we've talked a lot about reaction times yesterday. If you were with us throughout our qualifying show, how do they get a good reaction time at the tree? Well, we asked Pro Stock veteran Jim Yates. He says it's the perfect blend of a number of factors.
Well, in order to get a good reaction time in Pro Stock, it's a combination of the driver's reaction time and the car reaction time, and that gives you your net reaction time. The driver reaction time is made up of the ability for the driver to see the tree and react to it with his eyes, get his foot off the clutch pedal quick enough. In order to work on that, we have various tools we work with. We use a cycadic fixator in the trailer. I think I've showed that to you before with the little dots that flash to work on hand-eye coordination. We work on a practice tree at home, work on foot speed, various elements of the driver reaction time to get it better. And then when it comes to the car, we've got a lot of things like different clutches have better reaction times than other clutches. So finding the right bunch of mechanical parts, the right 4-link setup to get the car to react quickly off the starting line. And then it's air gap, how much gap you've got in the clutch, how hard it hits the tire, and how high you leave. If you leave at a higher RPM, the engine's got more kinetic energy. okay? And when you cut that loose and put it to the tire, it makes the car move a little faster, gives you a little better reaction time. So there's no one thing that gives you a good reaction time when you're through with it. It's a combination of about 12 or 13 little things that make it happen, and you've got to have good reaction times to win in Pro Stock right now.
And so as we come back to the starting line, Jim Yates will be coming up against Mike Edwards. Edwards over in the right lane, Yates in the left lane. And the win light goes to Mike Edwards, 6.69 seconds, 206 miles an hour. That's low elapsed time of the race so far. And so the man who won 2 races this year at Houston and St. Louis advances to second round action. And boy, another close finish at the stripe, even closer than the last one as we take a look at again at the Valvoline Winners Cam. And so now, as you heard Jim Yates talking about reaction time, let's give you the official Checker Shucks Cragen tractionary definition.
Well, that is the time it takes a driver to react to this green starting light on the Christmas tree. It's measured in thousandths of a second. The reaction time counter basically begins when that green light comes on and stops when the vehicle clears the staging lane light. And when that's the time that's calculated, gives you that reaction time. As you saw with Richie Stevens, he was 0.04 of a second after that green light came on.
Back at the starting line, big round now for Dave Conley, as he is going to be in the right lane up against Steve Schmidt. Dave in 06 has advanced past first round without lane choice 5 times in 7 prior starts. And he's in the bottom half of the field again, qualified number 11. And you talk about reaction time, advantage Conley. And win light Conley, and he does it again. Dave Conley, 6.70 seconds to the quicker but losing 6.68. Schmidt's going to be kicking himself. He has low elapsed time of the event, and he's going to be going home to Indianapolis.
That's what happens when you go against Dave Conley, is you go on board with him. Watch how the master goes through this. I mean, he just nails that tree every time. Didn't have a great light by his standards, but still had a 0.03 of a second advantage over Steve Schmidt, and that was the difference. As you saw Steve closing in quick on the other end, but just ran out of real estate.
Weather conditions so much better for everybody. We saw it in the Nitro cars. That will be equally true in Pro Stock. But I asked Greg if it's coming to you, but you say it's coming to everybody.
Well, yeah, usually when you get conditions like this, you kind of give it everything you got, and it really kind of equalizes the class. It's I hate to say it's easy because it's not, but it simplifies things over your real tricky conditions when you've got high humidity and hot temperatures. That's real finicky. So it makes it easier to get the car down the racetrack, so you see them bunch. You know, the class is very, very tight. It's when you get those extreme conditions, maybe you get a little spread to them.
That puts a little more focus on you, though, right?
Right back on the driver.
Remember how focused he was in Indianapolis?
He was very focused as he went on to win that race. We get ready now for Kurt Johnson and Dave Howard. Lane change, though, as Kurt has decided to switch lanes. So far, all 3 wins have come from the lower qualified car.
And that's probably why Kurt Johnson decided to take that right-hand lane. It's the first professional car to do so since we started running this first round, including Top Fuel and Funny car. But Pro Stock cars and fuel cars, they look for different things on the racetrack. You know, the Pro Stocks, they like a very good starting line, very good for that second and third shift versus, you know, some of the fuel guys maybe like a better racetrack further down track.
Boy, big advantage for KJ. From the Sanyo Lightship, you can see that KJ pulls off the whole shot win. 6.68 to the quicker, but losing 6.67 for Dave Howard. So as he coasts on out, there we are on board with Jason Line, the number 2 qualifier, and we head to commercial break. Obviously, he's coming to the line as he is in control of the points, but for how long?
I'm going to have to win 2 or 3 of the next 5 races without a doubt to even have a chance, because you know, the 3-4 cars that are still alive in it, they're out there winning races every week, and they're very capable of it. So it's not like you're beating, you know, some guys that can't win races. They're strong cars and prove they can win all year long.
We still have 3 more matchups here in first round action of Pro Stock, and you can see that this matchup coming to the line, V Gaines closest to you there in the right lane up against the number 2 qualifier and current points leader Jason Line.
Jason Line does not have an easy matchup right here. V-Gains really struggled in qualifying with some clutch problems. They got the clutch figured out for that last session and got them in. The Mopar makes a lot of horsepower. Jason Line has to realize this. If they got their clutch problems fixed on V-Gains' car, Jason Line, better be ready. Better not be laid off the starting line.
Well, V lost to Jason at Sonoma in the final round on a hole shot. I guarantee you he remembers it. All right, here we go. Both cars pre-staged. Who's going to go in first? It's V. Advantage this time to Gaines. But it is too much horsepower. Jason Line goes 6.643, 206.7 miles an hour. A new track record elapsed time for Jason Line. V runs 668 and gets whooped.
Wow, what a run by Jason Line, that Summit Pontiac. I'll tell you what, you go on board, he had a decent light, 050. I mean, he's not the best lever in the business, but if he can go out there and have his 030, 040 normal light and run the kind of numbers he's running, he's going to win some races.
And as he coasts on out, let's check back into the funny car pits. Dave Reef is in John Force's pit.
The overall impact yet to be determined later today, but the immediate impact, John Force.
Well, we got whooped. That's simple. We have a good race car, and whatever, it's, a nut on the clutch can make the difference. He ran what he ran in qualifying, and when we saw the two cars ahead of us run 77, Robert and Ashley, we figured, what the hell, it'll run, and there was no reason to pull it back. And whatever, I screwed up at Indy with the red light. That didn't help us. We got to quit making mistakes. And you can have a clutch failure. Motor could have tuned itself up. My crew chiefs make the best call. That's what I care about. Coyle's sick over this, so's Bernie, and so am I. Ron Capps is having a good day today, but he's got to go rounds to do real damage to us. And if he doesn't, we'll just come back next week at Virginia and get this thing back. I'm going to be positive right till I die. That's simple.
John, if you show up at Virginia next week, you are going to lose a lot of points because that's in 2 weeks. We're going back to Reading. Oh, you can tell he is still upset, and rightfully so. He knows what's at stake. Let's come back out trackside. Greg Stanfield, left lane. Tom Martino in the right lane.
Greg Stanfield's had a very good car all through qualifying. He's usually been about third or fourth quick in every session. Tom Martino, Bob Clinton left this team, but Dick Maskin knows how to make horsepower.
From the light ship, you saw Greg Stanfield. They both run 669s, but Stanfield was first off the starting line, but you saw him sort of twitching a little left, a little right, and that allowed Martino to close the gap. A great race all the way down the quarter mile. Stanfield, there it is in the Valvoline winner's cam as he takes the win by just about a fender length. So we've got a chance to tell you about what's coming up as get this message to John. We're going back to Reading, Pennsylvania, John. Qualifying next Saturday, 4 o'clock Eastern time at the Toyo Tires Nationals. And then on NHRA Today, we're going to talk about who you think is going to win the championships. All you got to do is log into NHRA at ESPN.com. Give us your predictions for the 4 champions. We'll give you the results next week. And then, of course, final eliminations at 7 Eastern next Sunday from Reading. All right, so you want to make sure you send it to NHRA at ESPN.com. All righty, so that takes care of that. We get ready now for Greg Anderson and Dave Northrup. And since we saw a 664 track record, what do you think he's going to run?
Hard telling us the way he's been running all week. He's been running a couple hundreds quicker than Jason pretty much in qualifying sessions. So, I mean, that would mean he'd run about a 662. But I don't know. I think Jason made an awfully good run. I don't doubt that Greg may run quicker. But if he runs a couple hundreds quicker, I'd really be shocked.
Well, remember, the national record is 6.631.
You saw Kenny Koretsky over there looking at his car with Dave Northrup. I mean, we're not even hardly talking about him. I mean, he just has to go out there and kind of do his run and hope that Greg messes up somehow. But, that's kind of, I don't see that happening. Let's put it that way.
It's Kenny Koretsky looking on as his driver, Dave Northrup, is going to try and slay the dragon. Northrup's got 400s advantage off the starting line. And the win light goes to Dave Northrup. 6.69 to the quicker, but losing 6.65. And Northrop's first round win ever in Pro Stock competition may have just put a dagger in the heart of Greg Anderson. Anderson's 0.99. He's going to be kicking himself.
Well, we said Greg Anderson had to mess up, and he did. He was just dead late. Dave Northrop didn't have a great light. Okay light, you know, 0.52, but that's still, you know, 0.04 of a second better than Greg Anderson off the starting line. And you just, in Pro Stock, I don't care who it is, you cannot give up 4 or 500ths of a second on the starting line, even if you're Greg Anderson. I mean, makes a very nice run, but unfortunately, he comes up short.
First time that he has lost on a hole shot in first round, being the #1 qualifier. It's a look at the margin right there, just over the nose of the car, the Valvoline Winners Cam. Unbelievable. As we come back, everybody's sort of stunned by that one. We get ready for the final matchup here in the first round action. Tommy Lee and Larry Morgan. Morgan in the right lane.
I'm still in shock over that, but this is a good matchup right here. Tommy Lee with lane choice, taking that left-hand lane over Larry Morgan. I mean, Larry Morgan usually, you know, up this year, he's been running awfully good and making some good runs, but struggled a little bit here in qualifying, not getting into that top half, and so he's got a tough one right here with Tommy Lee.
Larry Morgan won here 15 years ago over Warren Johnson. Dead even off the line. And the win light goes to Tommy Lee as they both run 6.67, so Larry will not have a chance to duplicate that effort of 15 years ago, as Tommy Lee, with a 13/10,000th of a second margin victory, picks up his first round win for the Slammers Cobalt.
Both drivers with identical reaction times as you go on board with Tommy Lee running through the gears. Car looked like it moved around a little bit off the starting line, but I didn't see a whole lot of movement on the steering wheel, so he makes a very good run to run that 667 to get the win, and look how close that is.
Yeah, that
13/10,000ths of a second.
That might be the Motel 6 who got the light by the time we get done. That was so close. Take a look at our Pro Stock ladder presented by Lucas Oil. You can see it's Northrop and Lee with lane choice. And then on the other side, Jason Line and Greg Stanfield, and Conley has got to hope that maybe Edwards can put Line on the trailer, because Conley wants to narrow the gap in the championship chase. And there is Mike Ashley. We'll be talking to the man. There he's smiling for you at home. And we come back here to the Texas Motorplex. And there's the two guys at the far end of the racetrack. We'll talk to them as well. Back here at the O'Reilly Fall Nationals at the Texas Motorplex, as you look down from the Sanyo Lightship, we've had a very eventful first round of action. And as we go back into the pits, there is Mike Ashley, as you're going to go up against your teammate, Ron Capps. And obviously, everybody at home is going to want to know, are there any team orders?
The team orders are to win. That's the team orders. You know, Ron's team orders are to win, and my team orders are to win, and the best man's going to win.
Well, that's what I like to hear, Mike. But I'll tell you, you have a very good race car. Brian Karati's doing a great job. And I noticed as the years progressed, you know, at the beginning of the season, the car was moving around a little bit. But now you seem like you have this thing really stuck in the middle of the groove. Is it just you're getting more comfortable with the race car? Or is it just that relationship with you and Brian working together?
I think it's a whole thing. You're seeing a whole growing and gelling of the team. I'm becoming more comfortable with the car. The team's becoming more comfortable with each other and working together. And you're seeing a great program really come together. I mean, I've got a lot of confidence in this team. I don't think there's any reason, Mike, why this team can't go all the way.
Well, we'll let you go because I know you got to do a lot of work, but your crew chief, Brian Karati, took Frank Pedregon to the finals here last year at this event, so.
Yeah, he took me out first round on his way, too.
And that's why you hired him. Okay, all right. Get out of here. Go back to work. Great talking to you.
Okay, thanks, guys. Thanks.
All right, let's go to the far end of the racetrack.
Well, a somber tone at the far end of the racetrack, Marty, as it turns out, at least for half of this Summit KB Racing team. Greg Anderson, we were stunned. How stunned were you with a whole shot of 400ths knocking you out in this first round?
Well, very stunned, and you know, that just shows you what this class is. It's incredible right now. I mean, these drivers are driving the wheels off of these things. You can't make the smallest error, and I didn't think I did, but obviously I did, and I'm going to pay the price for it. So, you know, it's a tough one to swallow because it's crunch time, and you know, we had a great car. Let everybody down. That's the bottom line. So, sorry to everybody. Sorry to Summit and Pontiac and Mac Tool, all my great sponsors, all my team, Ken Black. I'm sorry. I'll make it up.
And let's check in now with the other half of the combination. Jason, a monster run at a 64. How good does that help you, or how much help is that in your championship hopes?
Oh, that was a great run, and it was probably the nicest run that car's ever made. It felt great, and I knew we were on a good pass, and I was just happy to win the round. Unfortunately, it didn't work out exactly like I hoped. I wanted Greg to win also, but it gives you a lot of confidence going into the next round, that's for sure.
That's a top 10 all-time in terms of quick runs, number 7 on the list, by the way.
All right, thanks, Gary. And yeah, it is bittersweet for both those guys, and it's going to be hard for Greg to make up that ground. We've got to take a commercial break. When we come back, it'll be time for second round action at Top Fuel here at the Texas Motorplex.
Here we go.
Today's Speed World presentation of the O'Reilly NHRA Nationals, brought to you by Castrol GTX. Stop sludge in its tracks with Castrol GTX. The Dow Chemical Company, finding the bond between chemistry and humanity. And new Gillette Fusion, the best shave ever in manual and battery power.
And we're back at the O'Reilly NHRA Fall Nationals at the Texas Motorplex, just outside of Dallas. Race 19 of 23 on the NHRA Powerade Drag Racing Series. I'm Marty Reed, along with Mike Dunn, Gary Gerould, Dave Reef, and our entire ESPN2 crew. And as you look down from high above, the Sanyo Lightship is with us. It's a 165-foot-long airship. It's been flying over North America for the past 9 years for charitable events, major outdoor events, trade shows, and of course, they've been at a ton of our NHRA national events, and we're glad to have them. All right, let's get you caught up what happened in Top Fuel round number 1. Take you back to Brandon Bernstein as he was up against Doug Herbert. Big opportunity for Brandon, obviously third in the points, wants to move forward, and does so. 4.57 seconds. It was no contest. Then that put some pressure up on Tony Schumacher. He was the number 1 qualifier. Number 2 in the points. He's in the left lane. Joe Hartley goes up in tire smoke. Tony goes 4.537. Remember that last digit because it'll be important with the next car that comes to the line. That would be Doug Coletta, the points leader, up against Andrew Cowan. Cowan barely gets off the starting line, and Coletta goes 4.53 flat by 7/1,000th of a second. It's a little in your face. We take a look at our second round matchups with Schumacher and Fuller having lane choice on one side of the equation. And then on our Top Fuel ladder presented by Lucas Oil, on the other side, there is Doug Coletta with the lane choice in that big matchup with Brandon Bernstein, and then J.R. Todd with the lane choice over David Grubnick. And joining us here in the penalty box is Larry Dixon. You stunned us yesterday, so did Corey McLennan, and I'm sure you're just as stunned. I mean, it's been since 2004 that you were not even around for first round. What happened?
Well, we didn't run well enough. How's that?
Well,
I mean, pretty cut and dry.
But you were able to go back and dissect and look at the data. What did it tell you?
Yeah, on the last particular run, it went out there and put a cylinder out a second and a half in the run. We had the quickest 60 foot. I mean, it looked like it was on a 450 run, but on 7 cylinders, you end up with a 471 instead.
Yeah, so that was just one of those tough breaks, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean that's part of NHRA drag racing. I mean, there's no provisionals like there is in NASCAR. I mean, you got to go out there and prove yourself every week, and we did in this week. And the top 16 best cars
up off the starting line, had the best performance at the finish line, and that translates into Dave Conley out of here.
Man, that was all Greg Stanfield there. 300th of a second advantage over Dave Conley. I tell you, usually, I mean, Greg Stanfield, it's not a big surprise he had that 015 light. What is a surprise that Dave Conley was off and only had an 047 light, given a 300th of a second advantage over Greg Stanfield. You're not going to drive around that.
And as they coast out the far end of the racetrack, Dave, I think you're with a very interested spectator in Top Fuel.
Indeed I am. You talked about Dave Conley, probably out of the championship, but the Budweiser crew, very, very much alive now that Doug Coletta has been taken off of the racetrack, put on the trailer. Look who I found. It's Brandon Bernstein's mom, Donna Easton, from here in Dallas. She's lived here since 1969, but by golly, we don't get to see out here at the races very often.
Oh, that's right. This is very exciting today.
How often do you get out?
Usually we get to maybe 2 or 3 races a year. So.
We talk all the time about the drivers and the crew chiefs and the emotions of what round wins mean. Parents certainly understand that too. Tell me about your vantage point when Brandon raced Doug Kalitta.
Well, it's very difficult, and to tell you the truth, I stayed at the hospitality trailer. I was too nervous to go to the line, but it was a very exciting win, and I'm so proud of the crew. You know, all these young men are about the same age as Brandon, and they just work so hard, and they do such a wonderful, wonderful job, and I'm happy for them.
So as Brandon gets set now to take on David Grubnick, are you going to stay with tradition and stick around the hospitality area, or?
No, I'm going to go watch this one.
One proud mom and Donnie Easton, glad to spend some time with you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, David. And you can tell she's just a little bit proud. That smile did not come off her face, did it? As we saw while you guys were talking down there in the pits, Kurt Johnson took care of business over Tommy Lee, 6.67 seconds to a 6.71.
And Kurt Johnson really had to do a driving job. He had almost 7/100 of a second advantage off the starting line, but down track, way out of that group. And in a pro stock car, it is very scary to be out there. And Kurt did a great job just to keep that thing straight to the finish line.
Don't forget, next weekend we're going to Reading, Pennsylvania again for the Toyo Tires Nationals. No rain, please keep it out of the forecast. Qualifying Saturday at 4 p.m. And don't forget that on NHRA Today on Sunday, mark the time, 12:30. But we want you to log in to NHRA at ESPN.com and tell us who you predict will win the 4 NHRA Powerade Championships. And of course, the finals next Sunday at 7 Eastern, all on ESPN2 and ESPN2 HD. All right, time now for Jason Line. And boy, the pressure is not on, but he can put a stranglehold on the class if he can go on to win this race. He leads Greg Anderson by 78 right now, and Dave Conley by 140. He could still pick up another 40 more points.
Yeah, and he's just got to go out there and do his job. I think Jason seems like he does better when he's just a little bit loose. He doesn't get too excited to begin with, but you don't need to be too loose. But if he just goes out there and he hits his 030, 040 reaction time, that car makes so much horsepower, he's more likely he's going to win this race.
He was late compared to Mike Edwards. And it's going to cost him. Edwards in a hole shot. And look at Greg. He is just beside himself. 13th reaction time lost this year for Jason Line. Mike Edwards, a 6.69 to the quicker but losing 6.67. The championship is not yet over.
Jason had an 0.54 reaction time as you go on board with him, run through the gears, makes a nice pass, but comes up short. But Mike Edwards has that 0.17 light, basically almost 400ths of a second advantage. Oh, man, it's hard to reel them back in.
And I think Gary's with a very relieved Dave Conley.
Let's find out just how relieved Dave Conley is. You're in a situation here where you saw Anderson go out in the first round. You've just gone out, but you see Jason Line go out. What's that mean in terms of the championship?
Don't really mean a whole lot. I mean, them guys are, like I said, pretty far out there. And, unfortunately, they're not making up any ground on us, so that's good. And we gained around on Greg. But, we kind of struggled all weekend. I didn't really drive that great today. Car really didn't run that great. But we'll let the Skull Gear Chevy Cobalt back next weekend at Reading. We'll try our luck there.
We look forward to it. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
You ride on board one more time with Dave's run, and you can see it was never in doubt. But he is still have some slim hopes alive here in the championship chase. And there is Jason at the far end, back at the starting line. It's Greg talking it over with Kenny Koretsky. So let's take a look at the semifinal matchups here in Pro Stock, and we can show you that it will be Kurt Johnson with the lane choice over Richie Stevens in one of our two semifinals. And then in the other matchup, it'll be Greg Stanfield with the lane choice over Mike Edwards. So while all that was going on out on the track, of course, back in Robert Height's camp, they are getting ready for semifinal action in Funny Car as the work continues. And they've got that baby pretty well stripped down, Mike.
Just normal maintenance on this for this team, and they're as good as anybody at it. They're very, very quick. Their supercharger technician, he actually restrips the blower on every single run, which that's pretty hard to do. I mean, to me, that always has amazed me that they can actually do that between rounds. But these guys have been doing it a long time, and they're very good at it.
Well, we're going to step aside. We have all the semifinals coming your way as the fans are back in the pits getting photos with their favorite drivers. This telecast is available on ESPN2 HD, presented by Hitachi. And as we get ready to head towards semifinal action, that is second round. And Top Fuel you're looking at when Doug Kalitta, the points leader here at Dallas, goes down at the hands of Brandon Bernstein. In fact, let's find out what's going on back in the pits. Let's check in on Tony Schumacher's camp. Dave Reef is with Alan Johnson.
From the beginning of this weekend, it's been a crew chief's race, and that means guys like Alan Johnson have to think. Fortunately, he's a very smart man, but how much thinking have you had to do? How much changing?
Well, quite a bit. You know, we came from one of the best racetracks on circuit at Indy and into here. And this, you know, this has always been a really good racetrack, but it's kind of hot here and track's getting a little bit older. So it's a little tricky out there. So, you know, we're trying to manipulate it around so we don't make any mistakes. And it kind of threw us a curve in that last run. And we had a little tire smoke down track. It's been a piece of work for sure.
More thinking involved in the next race. You give up lane choice. We'll move over to the questionable right lane. How you approach this and Hot Rod Fuller?
Well, you know, we can't worry too much about them. We know they're going to probably go down the racetrack and run well. We're just going to have to try and do the best we can in the right lane. I know it's probably not as good as the left lane, but you know, we're going to have to run it what we think we can do on that racetrack. It might hold like a 58 over there, you know, 59, and if we can get that out of it, that might be good enough to win.
It's a team that won the last 5 races of the year last year and route to a championship, and they will, of course, try to duplicate that again here.
Robert Height's crew busy here as they get ready for a next round matchup against Tony Pedregon. Robert Height watches anxiously, and over here in the sidelines as well as his crew chief and tuner Jimmy Prock. Jimmy, in a situation like this where championship hopes are remote, I guess would be a safe way to call it, is it difficult to take the emotion out of this business?
No, we're just out here, you know, we're just trying to take it a round at a time and run here. You know, we can't, all we're trying to do is control what we do. You know, how Caps does or John does isn't really, you know, we don't have any control over that. So we're trying to just win rounds, and if we can get back into this, we'll get into it. And if not, you know, we won't. Obviously, we need help. They have to stumble, and we have to win to get back in this.
Have you found anything in particular, because you were so dominant in the U.S. Nationals at Indy, and obviously it's been a stellar weekend thus far for this team?
Nah, I don't think so. You know, we've just been refining it, and, you know, hopefully we can, you know, not have any bad things happen. Everything will go good, and hopefully I can make good calls when it comes to tuning, and we drive good, and hopefully we win.
And we'll see what that good call may turn out to be against Tony Pedregon in the next round of action for Robert Height and Jimmy Prock.
All right, thanks, Gary. As that work continues, obviously, there is Mike Ashley with Frank Hawley, an interested observer. Hawley on the right side there. Of course, Frank has won a funny car championship, and the crew still buttoning things up on Mike Ashley's car as we'll head to commercial break. Top Fuel will be coming back to the line here at the Texas Motorplex. And what's going to happen? Brandon Bernstein on one side of the ladder. Tony Schumacher over on the other. Schumacher has a chance to regain the points lead. The Texas Motorplex is the site. It's the O'Reilly NHRA Fall Nationals, the 21st edition of this event. It's race 19 of 23 on the NHRA Powerade Drag Racing Series, and the racing action has been intense, and we're going to turn up the heat just a little bit more as we get ready for semifinal actions in both nitro categories. And as you take a look down from high above the Sanyo light shift, you see the grandstands with the thousands of people that have turned out. Let's get you caught up on what we're talking about. In Top Fuel, round number 2, it was Tony Schumacher taking care of business over Morgan Lucas. And Schumacher puts himself even stronger into the championship chase as a result of what happened next. It was Brandon Bernstein over in the right lane taking out the points leader, Doug Kalitta. Right now, Schumacher and Bernstein still alive. As you can see, it is Fuller with the lane choice over Tony and Brandon with the lane choice over Grubnik in this first matchup. And Brandon, not surprisingly, in the left lane. Well, the tire smoke finally caught up with David Grubnick. He had pedaled twice to advance this far, but not this time. Brandon goes 4.62 seconds at 3:26. You were on board with Grubnick as Brandon just motored on down the track, and that means now that well, 4 out of the 5 times these guys have met this year, it's been all Brandon.
This was all over right at the starting line. You saw it pick the front end up on David Grubnick's car, and then right after that, smoking the tires hard. He tried to backpedal it a couple times. At that point, he saw that Brandon Bernstein was past half track and pretty much might as well give up the ghost because he's running a 4.62 and into the final round.
And for Tim Richards, a big smile on his face. Talked to him right before the run, very nervous based on the fact that during their 4.69 pass in the second round, the car dropped 2 cylinders and was spinning the entire way down. Didn't exactly know which way to go on that racetrack, but that 62 going to make him smile.
Well, it certainly will, because he's also going to his 3rd final in the last 4 races, and that'll make every crew chief and team member smile. There are the wins by lane, and in Top Fuel, it has been sort of one-sided with the left lane getting the most attention. And that's where Rod Fuller has parked himself, as he has lane choice. Well, we've got a moment. Let's talk a little bit about Monday Night Football on ESPN. It'll be the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints. Plus, it's the triumphant return to the Superdome. Is it Monday yet? Monday Night Football on ESPN at 8:30 Eastern. Also available in high definition on ESPN HD and in Spanish on ESPN Deportes.
Well, Brandon, this whole championship point thing is getting a little more interesting by the round. Are you having a hard time reining yourself in, or how do the emotions stack up in this deal?
No, it's real easy. I mean, you just got to stay focused. I mean, honestly, we just need to go round by round, and that's what we're trying to do right now. And, with that big win over Doug earlier, our Budweiser Lucas Oil Mac Tools team just needs to keep going rounds. That's the problem. That's what we have to do.
A little momentum being built.
And all that momentum right now in Top Fuel, the measuring stick, if you will, is provided by the Valvoline car. Coming up now as Rod Fuller gets set to take on Tony Schumacher. To talk to Lee Beard, says he's got a very comfortable race car, has made the necessary adjustments, and he thinks he can run a nice mid 450 here, and if Schumacher beats him, so be it.
Guess what? Fuller takes the win. And a very good race. Both cars getting down the quarter mile. 4.56 the elapsed time for Fuller. And Tony goes 4.60 seconds.
Well, both crew chiefs did their job. Saying, I want to run a mid 450. If he can beat that, what does he do? He goes out. Hot Rod Fuller runs a 456, gets him into the final round. Good job by both teams, actually, because I'll tell you that right lane was definitely tricky. I think Alan Johnson did a good job getting it down the racetrack, but you got to give it to Lee Beard and the crew, man. They're doing a great job and got a very good hot rod today.
And they move into 5th place in the points ahead of David Grubnick now with that round win. And as it stands right now, Doug Coletta is 33 points ahead of Tony Schumacher. Brandon Bernstein is 60 points behind Doug. And another 20 are still out there for Bernstein to claim. He could cut it to 40. So as we get ready for Funny Car, there is Tony Pedregon. We'll set you up on this. You won't miss a thing as we step aside for a break here at the O'Reilly NHRA Fall Nationals. Back here at the Texas Motorplex, that's a view from the grandstands near the finish line as we're getting ready for Robert Hight in the left lane, Tony Pedregon over in the right lane. Take you back to second round action in Funny Car. And it was a big win for Robert Hight as he had Tony's brother Cruz over in the right lane. And it was all Robert as he just blistered the quarter mile and puts himself right back into the championship chase as both Ron Capps and John Force are on the trailer. Let's get a quick update on the weather, Mike.
It hasn't changed a whole lot. It's gotten a little bit warmer. The track temperature's gone up just a little bit, but 112-degree track temperature. We saw it was 108 in the first round, 70 to 75 degrees. Air density is about 500 feet worse. That's very manageable, but still it's a little bit of a tricky racetrack out there right now.
Robert went to back-to-back finals last year at Denver and Seattle. He's trying to do it again here. Well, this car is on a rail, 4.86 seconds. It was Robert coming off the big win in Indy. He's going to go to a final again here at Dallas, and he lops off another 20 points, puts him within 113 of leader Ron Capps.
Tell you, that team just keeps doing a good job getting that thing down the racetrack, not making any mistakes. That's the key if they're going to want to win the Powerade Championship. Good race to about 300-foot mark. Tony Petricon had a little bit of an advantage off the starting line, but then just before the 300-foot mark, left side of your screen, you're going to see Tony Hayes, the tires, does a good job backpedaling, but when your competition in the left lane's not having any problems, all you can do is watch him make it into the finals.
And as Robert Hight jumps out and he marches on, here's another man going to the finals, Hot Rod Fuller. Tell me about, as a youngster, you came here. Was this the first track you came to crewing for your dad?
Yeah, we used to go to the tracks when I was really young, but my dad he took like one of those 15 to 20-year hiatus when he had his children, and we came back here, and it was my first modern-day national event, and he was running Super Gas, and I was his little pit man and doing his tire pressures and stuff, and how amazing to, come back here, and it's Texas, and, close to where I grew up, and a lot of friends and family here, and it's just awesome to make the finals, and we plan on winning this thing too. So it's just I can't explain it. I'm just so excited. I mean, to beat that car that we beat, and have a team like Lee Beard and Valvoline behind us, and it's something touched me. One of the fans who came by and he said him and his mom were really good. They were like, I was their driver, and his mom just passed away, and her name was Norma, and he said that he wanted me to dedicate this race to her, and she's with us, and I'm going to do my best to win for him.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Hot Rod.
All right, thanks, guys, as we look down from high above in the Sanyo lightship. The electronics leader, Sanyo, proud to bring us the aerial pictures. Chief Pilot Alan Judd, cameraman Jeff Vaughn up in the blimp working with us today. Thank you, guys. Great to have you. A couple of days here before, it was so windy. They'd been blown over probably about, New Mexico had they been up. All right, we get ready now for Mike Ashley, and he'll go up against Tommy Johnson Jr. The one thing that we can point out for sure here in Funny Car is we will have a first-time winner here at the Metroplex in this class. All four of our semifinalists have never won here in Dallas, so see who's going to take home the Wally. Got to get through the semifinals first. Don Schumacher's hoping it's his guy, Mike Ashley. Dave Reef.
Tommy Johnson's car lost a little bit of blower boost in that last round, and therefore they put a brand new blower on top, and that could be a critical component.
Well, Mike Ashley leans on it pretty hard. Don Schumacher doesn't matter, as it's a 5:31 elapsed time. It won't be good enough for lane choice, but when you're going to your first ever Funny Car final, who cares?
Yeah, definitely. But you heard Dave allude to the fact that they changed superchargers on Tommy Johnson's car, and a lot of times that does change things, and you don't know. It's the unknown that what happens, and they're in the right-hand lane. Obviously, it gave the engine more power because they smoked tires right at the hit of the throttle. Mike Ashley got a little bit lucky out there, spun the tires down track. But look at TJ. I mean, that car didn't hardly move 2 or 3 feet. That's just a situation. It's hard to get two superchargers identical, and a lot of times these teams don't like to change them in between rounds, because that's what can happen.
Take a look at Don Schumacher and think, well, that wasn't, well, that was 2 fist pumps. I guess that's better than 1. All right, Robert Hight has lane choice over Mike Ashley, as we pointed out, with that 486, as they'll both get ready, have 75 minutes to turn it around and be ready for the final. Let's go to the far end.
Well, Mike Ashley, you're going to your first final as a pro driver. What's that feel like?
I love it. I just feel great. Vitorco Race Fuels has been behind me from the beginning. Brian Corradi and this team have done an excellent job with this car. I'm not quite sure what happened there. I think we had just a little bit too much, and then just kind of trying to leg it out, Going to the final, it's in the back of my mind, please don't drive around me, Tommy, don't drive around me. But he didn't. We're here. We're going to the final. I feel real good. I got my first NHRA win here in Pro Modified 3 or 4 years ago, and I'm looking to get my first Funny Car win, so keep an eye on me. I'm coming.
And it is back-to-back years for Brian Corradi in the final. Remember, he took Frank Pendragon to the final here at Dallas last year. They lost that final to John Force. Maybe he'll get that Wally this year. Don't go away. We've got the factory hot rods coming up next. It'll be Mike Edwards and Greg Stanfield, Richie Stevens, and Kurt Johnson. Back here at the NHRA Powerade Drag Racing Series, it's race 19 of 23. The O'Reilly Fall Nationals. We're getting ready for Pro Stock action. And it'll be in our first matchup, Mike Edwards and Greg Stanfield going side by side. Take a look at our Pro Stock ladder presented by Lucas Oil. You can see that It is Stanfield with the lane choice over Edwards, and Kurt Johnson with the lane choice over Richie Stevens.
Very scary moment for Greg Stanfield's car owner, Bart Price. You see on the camera right now. Last week, his wife, Donna Price, was rushed into an emergency medical situation. But the good news here this weekend is that she's at home recouping, doing just fine. In fact, Bart says, quit harassing me on the cell phone. I'll be home. And, of course, we'll have her back in Vegas. But he did want to send a big hello to his wife, Donna, recovering at home.
And there he is. And, Donna, we send our best as well. Of course, Stanfield trying to go to his 3rd ever Pro Stock final round. For all the Dodge teams, it's been a tough week. We lost Greg Reeves. He was one of the best engineers in the Dodge Mopar camp and died recently of a heart attack, and we send our condolences to the family as he will be missed out here on tour. Over in the other lane, it is Mike Edwards. Of course, Edwards has won earlier this year. Went to the final round with a win at St. Louis. That was his last final round appearance. He also won at Houston.
Very good matchup. Very even reaction times the first 2 rounds for both these drivers. They're very good on the lights, and the cars ran pretty much identical. So this is pretty much heads up. But got to give maybe Stanfield a little bit of advantage because he has lane choice and has that left-hand lane.
Light goes to Mike Edwards. It was Stanfield first off the starting line, but Edwards drives around him with a 6.68 second elapsed time at 206 and change.
Wow, that was a little bit of a surprise. I mean, Greg Stanfield gets 200ths of a second advantage off the starting line. I figured it was pretty much over, but obviously he had some problems, maybe spun the tires a little bit out there through the middle, saw it wiggle just a little bit off of the starting line, and Mike Edwards in that right-hand lane, he had it stuck right down the middle and runs a 6.68 to get into the final round. As you see the times there, Greg was ahead for 60 feet, and then by half track, Mike Edwards went by and just pulled away to the finish.
Look at the reaction back at the starting line as Mike's team says, hey, we got to go do some work. All right, let's talk about what's coming up next week as we go back to Reading, and hopefully there's none of that wet stuff. In fact, it's called rain. Toyo Tires Nationals. We'll have qualifying for you Saturday afternoon at 4 Eastern time. And then on NHRA Today, we're going to reveal your picks for the 4 champions. And all you got to do to make your voice known is log on to NHRA at ESPN.com. And then the finals, well, that'll be next Sunday at 7 Eastern, all on ESPN2.
Well, Mike Edwards comes crawling out of there after that 68 with an 8. You were down 200s on the tree. You drove around him. What was it like from your seat watching that transpire?
I wasn't watching him much, but hey, a win's a win, you know, so I love O'Reilly. I love O'Reilly races. I tell you what, I don't know how many I've won, boy. It's good to be back here. It's fun. I just want to give Lord all the glory because it's all about him.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Kurt Johnson in the left lane, Richie Stevens over in the right lane. Got word that there was a lane change right before we went to the line here. Kurt had the lane choice, so he decided to go over and left. Got a little bit of a staging duel going on. Rick Stewart says, okay, now we're going. Light goes to Richie. First off the starting line, and with a whole shot win, 6.71 seconds to the quicker but losing 670. And Richie, whose last final round was his runner-up to Greg Anderson at the Nationals back in 2005, is going to a final again.
How about Richie Stevens? His first race with Alan Johnson horsepower, and he's in the final round, but he did it on the starting line. 200ths of a second advantage basically over Kurt Johnson. Kurt in that left-hand lane ran a little bit quicker, but just couldn't make up that starting line advantage that Richie Stevens had at the beginning.
And there is what it looked like at the stripe by just about the length of a fender. It was Richie Stevens taking the win. And there he is at the far end of the racetrack. Gary, we're going to let you slide on in there and talk to the young man.
Well, Richie Stevens will come bounding out of there, I guarantee you. It's been a while since we've seen you in a final, but tell me about hooking up with Alan Johnson. And Roy Johnson got a new power plant for you, and it looks like it's paying big dividends.
This has been quite a turnaround for us. We've had a lot of ups and downs this year with, with Team Schumacher, but Roy and Alan came on board this race. We've tested good before here, and it's paying off for us. This is our first final round of the year. It's my first for the season, and just lucky to do it for Valspar and Mopar, and hopefully we can get a win.
Take a couple of deep breaths and get ready for the finals.
Thank you.
There you get one more look at it as the celebration continues, but it'll be a short-lived celebration because obviously they got to get it ready for the finals, where it will be Mike Edwards with the lane choice over Richie Stevens. A 6:68 betters the 6:71 elapsed time of Richie. Well, the crowds are still there, and they're waiting for the finals, and that's what we'll have for you when we return here to the Motorplex, the O'Reilly Fall Nationals.
You may not find Royal
Yeah, we're deep in the heart of Texas as we're getting ready to hand out the hardware. Who's going to take home the Wallies here in race 19 of 23? And will it be in Top Fuel Brandon Bernstein, who's definitely a title contender? Or will it be Hot Rod Fuller, who could play the role of championship spoiler? In Funny Car, Mike Ashley's looking for his first ever Wally. He's in his first Funny Car final. And Robert Heitz looking to go back-to-back after winning the big go at Indy. And in Pro Stock, will it be Mike Edwards claiming his third Wally of 2006? Or will it be Richie Stevens giving Mopar a long overdue win in Pro Stock? Well, that's the one we're going to focus on first. As you see, Richie Stevens, he'll be in the left lane. Mike Edwards will be in the right lane.
As you look at Richie's road to the final, beating his new teammate, Alan Johnson. Got that Alan and Roy Johnson horsepower under the hood. They're making some good runs. He's got to be plenty excited about that. But Mike Edwards, boy, he's been making some big-time horsepower this year also.
Key for Richie Stevens in that Mopar car, make sure you get a green light and a good one at that. Richie will be the first one to tell you that in past finals, he's had the yips a little bit. And you know that guy in the other lane, Mike Edwards, is about as calm as they come.
Well, we mentioned the fact that Dodge hasn't won here in quite a while. It was 1994. Last win at the Motorplex by the late Scott Jeffrion.
Talk about the starting line here, getting the yips, getting a little over anxious for Richie Stevens, but boy, he can't cut Mike Edwards any slack. When Mike has a good race car, he's as good as any driver out there. And right now, he has a good race car.
He does. Both cars pre-staged, but who's going in first? It's Mike Edwards in. Now Richie. Here we go. Almost dead even. And the win light to Richie Stevens. 6.69 seconds, 204 miles an hour. And for Richie, it's his 5th career Pro Stock car win. But the last win was winning his family-owned vehicle back at Englishtown like 5 years ago. Let's go to Dave Reef.
Down with a very happy Alan Johnson. Keep in mind, these two just teamed up this year, and by gosh, you both got national event wins for Richie right away in week 1.
Yeah, how awesome it is. First time out, this second car, and same motor I won with in Seattle. Exact same motor. Fell off a little bit there on the back half there, the last couple runs. I hope it's not hurt, but how awesome for Dad and his horsepower and this new team we put together, and going to go forward.
Pretty happy Don Schumacher running around here as well.
You can see the celebration back at the starting line. Let's go to Gary.
Oh, Richie Stevens, it's been over 5 years since you've experienced this moment. What kind of emotions are starting to churn inside your body?
I could barely talk. I mean, I knew I looked over and I didn't see him down there towards the end of the line. But man, this feels great to get this win. It's been a long time, and I've been wanting to do this for Don Schumacher for 2 years now, and it's finally come to us. But I got to thank Don for giving me this opportunity, Mopar, Valspar, and my guys. Roy and Alan Johnson put together a hell of a power plant in this car, and it showed this weekend. Every guy, all the guys that worked on it. I can't even think of them. Nick, Toby, Joe, all of them. Thank you, Tim. And this one's for Greg Reeves. He's a good engineer, Mopar, that just passed away last week, and we're going to do some memory of him. Thank you.
Congratulations, Richie.
Thank you.
Good job, Brad.
So Richie becomes the 10th different winner in Pro Stock this year, as we'll shift gears as the celebration continues at the far end of the racetrack. And we'll turn our attention towards Robert Hight and Mike Ashley. Do you remember your first funny car final and how nervous you were?
Yeah, it was actually in 1981, my first year, and I was racing Gary Bergen in the final. And it was an 8-car show at Fremont Raceway. I won the race, got out to do my interview, and they didn't have any TV there. And I thought, what a ripoff.
Dave, you got more?
Not only a good opportunity for Mike Ashley, but his crew chief, Brian Karate, as well, a guy who came into the sport basically with Dean Scusa, but then 1 year ago tuned Frankie Pedregon to a runner-up finish in Indianapolis, as well as right here. That kind of put him on the map, especially in Don Schumacher's eyes, who hired him over on the Matco team. Remember, it was Brian who was a little bit sour about being moved over into this position. That's because he felt like this team was just a couple of round wins away from getting a national event wins. Sure enough, it happened 2 weeks later in Seattle after Brian had been moved over. So this is a great proving opportunity, not only for Mike Ashley, but to validate Brian Karate's role as crew chief.
Robert Hight, on the other hand, is looking to cut into the points lead and win back-to-back for the first time in his career. If he wins, he cuts the margin to 93 between he and Ron Capps. John Force is second, 37 points behind. Here we go.